Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Did you all find it okay?
Yeah, I guess I did eventually after SatNav took me next door, but we're here.
Well, I always have sat-nav problems.
I got the train, public transport. It's a lot better these days.
No, definitely.
It saves the traffic.
At least you know you're going to get there.
Yeah.
My name's Jasmine, and I will be conducting your training session today. I hope you're all well. We're just going to start with an icebreaker to get us going today. We're just going to introduce ourselves by saying our names and one interesting fact about ourselves.
Hi, I'm Aidan. Big lover of football. Support Aston Villa. I go week in, week out.
Nice.
I've had a season ticket since I've been about 8 years old. It's something me and my old man do together.
Oh, very dedicated.
Hi, I'm Ella, and I've just given birth to a beautiful daughter called India.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How much does she weigh?
£9.3. She was a big girl.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. It's overdue.
Oh dear.
I know.
At least she's here now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to summarise what this training session's all about and we can get started. Right, today we're going to be learning all about different interview techniques. As you all know, we're opening a new department which is going to require new recruits, and we just want to make sure we employ the best candidates for the job by brushing up on our interview techniques. Before we start, is everybody comfortable?
Yeah.
Good. We have a water fountain over there if anyone requires a drink, and there are toilets just down the corridor and to the left, okay?
Brilliant.
Got one, thank you very much.
Perfect. Okay, so interviews. What are the three main things, can any of you tell me, we look for in an interview?
Experience and qualifications.
Perfect.
I guess skills.
Yep, that's right. Great, of course, we will have a person specification that will give us a good idea of the kind of skills and attributes someone needs to have to be suitable for the role, but there are other ways to help us narrow these competencies down and compare them to other candidates who might have similar qualifications or skills, because it can be a bit of a tough one to choose between sometimes. I'm just going to hand everyone a diagram now called the competency framework.
Okay. Brilliant.
This here.
Brilliant.
Now this is a very useful framework because it sets out all the candidates' personal achievements and skills in a way that allows you to compare them to the other candidates that have come in for interview. You can use a basic point scoring system on this type of diagram where you look at the requirements of the role and then look to see who has scored the most points in accordance to this person's specification that you will have. This just makes it easier when you're conducting the interview and afterwards when you're going through the notes from the interviews. Are there any questions in regards to the way the competency framework works?
No.
I know it can be a bit of a confusing framework to look at when there's nothing written in it, but
Yeah.
once you start using it, it makes things a lot easier. Let's move on then. Now I'm just going to show you some slides about some very effective interview techniques that a lot of people use in the recruitment process. And they help us to get the most information possible out of the candidates, which is very important when going through the decision process. The first technique is open questions. Can anyone tell me what they think these might be?
No, couldn't, no.
No.
Okay, so open questions are questions which require a detailed answer. Basically, they encourage the candidates to expand on their answer and open up about things that they have achieved or why they feel they are appropriate for the role in question. Here are a few examples of these. Give me an example of how you have shown yourselves to perform well in a stressful situation. That's one. How have you shown yourself to be an effective team leader in the past? That's quite relevant to the role we're recruiting for today. Tell me how your previous role is relevant to this role. Give me an example of how you've delivered good customer service in the past. Now, all of these are great ways of not only finding out more about the candidate and their previous experiences and competencies, but also showing how these skills fit in with the role that they are applying for, which can help when going back to the competency framework. Okay, is everyone okay with this information so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, if you want to ask questions about anything I'm talking about, go ahead.
Okay. Perfect, thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.
Drill down and funneling. This is similar to the open questions in the sense that it's designed to get more information out of the candidate. This is like that here we're trying to get even more information out of them than before. So it's a bit more of a detailed approach. A few examples of drill down and funneling are: tell me how you delivered that great customer service experience. So following on from the open questions, really. What techniques did you use and what was the full outcome? So that just encourages them to get into more detail and be more specific. Another is, when you were in that challenging situation, what exactly did you see and understand about the situation that made you choose the steps you chose? Why did you feel that that was the best course of action at that present time? Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
These types of funneling questions will give you a good sense of how the candidate thinks and acts in a certain situation, which can help you to gain a good understanding of how the candidate would perform in a situation that you know is likely to occur in the role you are recruiting for. Again, this is all about choosing the right fit for the role. As you all know, that is vital when recruiting for a position. The next technique we're going to look at is called the STAR technique, STAR. This technique is excellent. It's one of my favourites. It's a good way of helping you as an interviewer follow a specific route while you're conducting the interview. STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result. I don't know if any of you have heard of it before.
No.
No.
Okay, the STAR technique is a strong way of getting information regarding specific experiences the candidate has gone through whilst performing a role. It very much so looks at behaviours and is very similar to the other two techniques we've spoken about. It also involves asking the candidate about a situation they have found themselves in and how they dealt with it, a task that they have performed and the ways in which these tasks are relevant to the role in question, how they took action within that situation or role again and how it's relevant, and finally the result they achieved from their performance or behaviours. Okay, so there are some very helpful interview techniques which can help you in picking out the right candidate for the job. Any questions on that topic?
No.
Okay. Now we're just going to talk about some behaviours we can use when conducting an interview. It is very important when conducting an interview that we maintain control of the interview while ensuring that the candidate is at ease and feels comfortable throughout. I'm just going to discuss some ways of maintaining the interview. Communication. Communication is absolutely key when conducting an interview, as you have probably guessed.